Welcome back to White Shoulder Spore Goats. So today I decided after chores that I needed to clean the doe stall. It was kind of damp this morning and I didn't want to add any more straw and shavings to it, so I decided I'd just pick it out clean. I ended up doing 8 full buckets, and I made sure that I time-lapsed this because it took quite a while to get it done. So I went back. You'll see me go back and forth. So I needed to get right here in front of this panel cleaned up first because I needed to take it down so that I could bring the tractor in closer. So it was giving me a fit. I had a heck of a time getting it off of there. It was easy when I put it up, but it didn't want to come back out. As I re-watch this, I only wish that I could do it this fast because it would make things so much easier some days. So by that green tub you see there, I'm planning to put a temporary creep area for the kids. It's like a beginner creep area for them. It'll have their box and their feeder, and that the mamas can't get into it. So I'll show you that here towards the end. As I was cleaning this, I thought to myself, I need to increase the size of one of my kidding stalls so that if we do have triplets, which I'm almost positive we will have, the mama goat will have a place big enough for her and 2+ kids. So I show you that towards the end of the video too. So the flooring of my barn is actually crushed limestone or rock screenings. It's really hard once it sets in. My barn's never muddy or soggy or anything like that. But I think it works pretty good. The only real downside that I can see is that this floor can be really dusty in the summertime, so I usually just bring in the hose and spray it down just to settle the dust. And when I go to put some of that in the bucket, you can really see the dust come up from that. And because I haven't sprayed it down because it's winter time and you're not supposed to spray water in the barn. So on my last trip here, I'm going to take you guys to the manure pile. Doesn't that sound like fun? So this is a good sized compost pile. All of our manure and shavings and whatever straw or whatever that gets cleaned up out of the pens usually gets put in this pile. We turn it. We will give it away. We'll load it for whoever wants it. We don't mind. We have plenty. I use it too sometimes in my garden projects that I plant in my stock tanks. So now we're going to go and change out the bucket for the forks so that we can go and get a panel to make the kidding stall just a little bit bigger. And boy, do I just love this new Quick Connect system. I just wanted to say thank you, Randy. I should have listened to you the first time. I had a hard time lifting this one little panel up. But I finally got it. These panels are a little heavy for what they are. This one here is a little broken, but I can get it fixed good enough for what I need it for. I couldn't take it all the way in the barn, so I put it down and I walked it the rest of the way in. I didn't want to break anything. This is my barn camera feed, and you can see me walking it in. And while I had it leaned down that way, I had to get the gate to close, and I actually had to go get a really big hammer for that to work. I finally got it put back together, and then I stood it up, and it actually made a good sized stall. Then I went and got my pallet of shavings and straw, which is really nice to be able to take that in there and not have to carry anything. I just take it off of the pallet and cut the bags open, and I'm good to go. There are those awesome lights that I put up the other day. And if you've seen that pallet kind of wiggle, those were the stakes that were in the ground that holds that one panel from being pushed in too far. So it's bedding time. I put down shavings and then I put straw on top of it. It's just how I do it. I think it's easier to clean up later. The straw doesn't get as compacted down into the flooring as if you didn't have the shavings underneath it, and it seems like it might stay a little bit drier with the shavings under it. I don't know, that it's just how I do it. So I kind of put the shavings and the straw in the middle part of the barn, which is where they lay most of the time. And I try not to put it so much in front of their feeders. It keeps them from laying in front of the feeder. I'm not really sure why I spread it out, because they just spread it out the way they want it, but anyway, it was just something to do, I guess. And then I put that panel back up, and it gave me a fit. And then, of course, I turned the girls in before I was done doing everything, and I had to save my chair. Then I went over and I was finishing up the creep area for the kids, and I had to chase a doe out of there because she wanted the straw that was in there, I guess. It's interesting when you get your help involved. The kidding stall ended up being 6 by 7, so that's a good size stall. So I need to get my husband to weld a bar on the end of that piece of metal door that I just grabbed there, so that the kids have a 3-hole creep door instead of a 2-hole creep door. So I went to get the camera so that I could show you the temporary creep area for the kids. I like to have a creep feed area in the barn just because it helps to get the kids started on feed without having the competition of their mothers. So this is a temporary creep area for the kids. We're going to do a whole nother video on a creep stall in a few weeks so that they have a bigger area. Because we're going to need a bigger area because there's going to be a whole lot more kids. And when we do that video, I'll give you more information on creep feeding in general. But here's the kids. Enjoy watching them play in their new straw. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe and share with your friends.